back in the game. No more gapping. Let's get this freaking video started. Y'all know what it is. Just want to talk about being in like a Zen state. Being in a Zen state, you're just like a calm state. Of course, at times it could be blissful. That's when you step into that more enlightened type of state, that feeling. It's not a feeling, it's a shift. It's how you perceive it, but it's a shift, but it's more so a calm, minimal state. You know, chop wood, carry water. That's what it is. You're doing without really doing. You're basically just doing an action, right? But you're not trying to do an action. You're just on an action. You're just doing. But it's not like you're trying to do an action. You're just being of what you're doing, the action. So if you're going to do this action, you're going to do it with intention. Not like an intentional thing that you need something, but with conscious attention, to be aware, to be alive with it. You're doing it to be it. You're already one. And you're going to be more zen, more still. You're doing it slowly. You slow down. You're not doing things like mechanical, like, oh, I got to do this just to do it. You're going to slip in a state of autopilot, where you're just doing things just all over. Zen, you're tapping into the state where you're becoming calm with everything, and you do everything with that intention, you know, and you slow down everything in life, start to feel calm, right? That's what it is when you're in a Zen-like state. You know, this simplistic, simple state, you know, it's seeking without, it's clarity without seeking. You feel it, you get a download, you feel, you have this realization that everything is just, it is, and what it is, it's more, you know, but it's at like a level. But you got to get yourself to this state of Zen to do it. You know, where you just look, you be, you have. Like you just be, do, have. All one. You're just one. You're just there. But you got to remember. You know what I'm saying? You was just distracted by your ego mind. It has too many noise. But the moment you remember, you put yourself in a moment, you catch yourself, you breathe. You're going to have these realizations, and then you're going to go through these shifts. And then you're going to go through a breakthrough because you're just shifted to it, to that habitual mode of Zen, you know, and then you're going to slip into these states, Satori and all these things, where you feel kind of one, this non-dual state, because they're there. It's just a state. But you must get yourself to be Zen. You know, which I've done throughout the years. I had my first Zen state, back in 2020. I was just sitting in a park, and I just stood there, just nothing, just one. I'm not even trying to think it, trying to see it. I am, but I'm just being present. And boom, I just zapped into this ultimate state of one. Just felt just whole, like it was just very non-dual. It's just kind of reality. It feels just hyper realistic, and just the quality, because there's that consciousness, just such consciousness of it, of that state. You know, now I slip into that state once in a while, a minute, you know, because, you know, we have our lives, things go on, chaos. But I'm getting to that state again. I'm just slowly breathing and allowing myself to be present, especially in daily interactions, slowing down, breathing or looking. But you got to train your mind to, because it's going to drive you kind of like in this cycle. So learn to be more Zen. Don't fall for the chaos, the distractions. Remember balance. Live simple. Live like the Buddha. Live like a monk.